Loading. What am I doing? We just.
Alrighty, we should be live, I hope.
Hello.
Yeah,
Okay. I need to.
you need to start streaming to me. Anyway,
Yes.
uh,
There it is.
what we were
Bug
previously what
Fables.
we were previously talking about is Pepsi flavored Colatchup.
Yes, Pepsi flavored Kalachup, which I am opposed to on moral grounds.
But pepperoni is acceptable.
Yes, pepperoni is acceptable by virtue of it just being pepperoni.
Right, so it's a sin, but it's not a mortal sin, as opposed to
Yeah.
Colatchup, which is absolutely sending you to hell, right?
Yeah, no, I mean it won't. Pepperoni won't send you to the outer darkness. But Pepsi Kalachup will remove you from the sight of God. That's what we're talking about here.
You know, they say that hell is simply the absence of God in your life.
Yes, I've also heard that's a metaphor for depression and anxiety, which I think is an interesting sort of Buddhist kind of interpretation, which is interesting. I'm checking to make sure our stream is going from my end. Yes.
Maybe that's why I'm an atheist.
Right now, the stream is just showing a picture of Kalachup.
Yeah, it should change in a while.
Yeah. Yeah, cool.
So,
Cool.
yeah, I'm just so anxious and depressed all the time. It's like, well, yeah, not there not being a god. It's just like how the universe feels, you know, by default, you know.
Yeah. Well, like, you know, if you take God as like a metaphor for love and the universe and shit, right? Like, so, like the Taoist perspective, as I understand it, I'm no scholar of Taoism, but is like the universe is just, it's sort of like Saganite, right? Like it's you are part of the universe, right? You are not different than the universe, and so the extent to which you love each other as humans and, you know, take happiness where you can find it is the extent to which the universe does. And so if you don't, if you're depressed and anxious and unhappy all the time, then that is also the universe being those things. So if you take it in those terms, I think it makes perfect sense, right? God isn't going to send you to hell. You put yourself in hell by turning away from the omnipresent love of God, which... Yeah. If that were the message, I'm in favor of that. That sounds great.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think the message is just, you know...
Oh, yeah.
Gays are
like...
evil, women belong in the kitchen,
yeah.
Donald Trump said incest is cool, so it's cool now.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that. But, like, I mean, that's the way it is every time. Like, Buddhism, Taoism are no exceptions, right? They took the metaphor used to explain this very difficult to convey concept and said, "Oh, that's it." And it's the obvious. The metaphor I love to say is, you know, if I'm point at the moon, then, you know, my pointing, right, it is not the moon itself, right? My description is not the thing itself. Yeah. So.
And when they do that, and when they do that with Marxism, that's how you get Dengism. That's a hot take for you.
I'm not that familiar with Dengism.
So Deng Xiao. So,
I know who Deng is. Yeah.
Yeah. So you know who Deng Xiaoping is, right? So
yes, I do.
Mao kicked the bucket. There's power struggle. Deng came out on top, and Deng was like, "How about communism, but capitalism?"
Yes.
And that's how you get communist billionaires.
Yes, all those the billionaires in the Chinese Communist Party.
Yeah.
Just staggeringly. I love talking about China to like libertarian types, right? Because either its success is a massive like checkmark for communism, right? It is, and so as far as they call themselves communism. Or its failures are a massive blight on the face of capitalism, right? You can't have it both ways.
Yeah. It's either, right, it's one or the other, and you have to assess it as that, right? And
or you could just get rid of the labels and assess things on their own systemic level, but whatever.
Yeah, but who wants to do that?
Me, I want to do that because labels make my brain itch.
Yeah, and that's why you're unemployed.
That's true. It's Yeah, no. It has to be paid a reasonable wage, and no, not gonna have that happen, I guess. But that's fine.
You need to be
It gives
like
me more time to...
you need to be like me, who gets paid, who has a take-home pay of $15 an hour and deals with stupid bullshit all day.
Yeah. 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 I miss the job I had where I just did nothing all day, except that they wouldn't leave me alone.
Yeah,
If they left me alone and do whatever I wanted, I'd still be there.
that's how it always goes, though.
Yeah.
Want to hear the latest in the stupid workplace drama?
Of course I do.
Yes.
Of course I do. I have a master's degree in management. That's all I want to do.
You're just a fucking drama llama. Trauma
Yeah.
occurs and your head cranes over the cubicle wall and you're like, what's this?
I get that, like, my body stays in place, but my neck, it gets really long.
Yeah.
I'm like a giraffe. Yes, go on, while I remember what I was doing.
So, you're advancing the story.
Somehow. Oh, right.
So I work in a physical job, right? And I work outdoors all day, right? And it's 100 degrees, and we're on concrete, so it's like 110, 115, and we're doing hard labor, moving shit around. And there's all these machines around that, have engines running. They're super hot. There's fumes everywhere.
16 tons, and what do you get?
Right, so, so basically a half hour into my job, I'm just soaked through with sweat, right? Like, it's that kind of job, right? It's, so you're working all the time, it's super sweaty, it's hard, there's grime and dirt and fumes and all kinds of shit all over the place, so on and so forth, right? So, at the beginning of the work week, right, towards the middle, like 3/4 of the way through my shift, right, get back in from doing some work into the break room, right, sweating horribly, it's awful, terrible, whatever, right, and I have a union steward come by, and it's like, hey, I want to talk to you. It's like, okay, fine. All right, so I go over and talk to him, right, around the corner in private, whatever. And he's like, right, so I'm soaked through with sweat, he's soaked through with sweat, it's been a long day.
Right.
And he's like, so we've had some complaints that you smell at work, and it's becoming a problem.
Okie doke.
So firstly, right, you have met me, right?
I have.
We have
person, no less.
We have been in the same room multiple times.
Extensively, yes.
Yes. For multiple hours, just broing out as bros do.
All those years of anime club.
Yes. And I'm pretty sure you know I'm a reasonably clean person.
Yeah, I wouldn't call you obsessive, but yeah. I can't recall you ever stinking up the place. No.
Yeah, no, I'm not like you, right? I'm not totally anal and fastidious.
Right.
But
I'm going to say what? Smelling like a pig? No, but no, I'm very yes. Go on.
So I don't drown myself in Axe body spray, but
no,
or anything like that. But I maintain a reasonably clean home. I wear, my clothes are, reasonably clean.
Mm-hmm.
I have some flannel shirts I have to get dry clean, so I can't wash them all the time. So, because they're made of wool. Very expensive, very nice too.
Wool is good.
But anyway, so I'm a reasonably clean individual. I've literally never received a complaint in my life about smelling poorly.
Right.
Admittedly, right, there may have been points where I was smelling poorly, but people were just too polite to say anything about it.
Yeah, right. It clearly wasn't that bad if they weren't going to say anything.
So it wasn't that bad, right? So there's that. So so that's the first thing. And the second thing is, of course I smell. I've been working for 8 fucking hours in the blazing heat.
Right.
And And in fact, we all smell so horribly that I've been totally desensitized to the sensation.
Yep.
So what the fuck is this about? So I received this news, which he's like, oh yeah, no offense, but you smell or whatever. And it's like,
Yeah, no offense.
It's like, firstly, I'm not offended because I think this is absurd.
Right.
Right, like...
Yeah, more bewildered than anything.
Yeah, this is more bewildering than anything. So my mind is just, at this point, like, searching for what they could possibly be complaining about. Right. Like over the past, couple weeks prior. And my mind's blazing, like, did I eat something weird, or did I do anything weird? And basically the only thing my mind went to was, there was like a week or two ago where I don't have a washer in my place, or I have to go to a separate laundromat. And there was one week where I couldn't really get all my laundry done.
Okay. And
so I had to, like, wear some shorts more than one day in a row, right? Which, isn't ideal. They're sweaty, they're grimy, whatever, right? But I have to wear a uniform or clothes, and, if it's a choice between wearing dirty shorts and wearing pants and having a heat stroke, the decision's pretty clear. So it's like, so that's what my mind went to. And it's like, I had some issues cleaning with that, so that's probably the deal.
Yeah.
I'll be sure to deal with it to, make sure I'll try to make sure my laundry's done more regularly, and I'll probably buy, like, a couple more sets of summer uniforms so that, it's not as much of an issue. So, whatever.
Pretty reasonable. It at least shows that you're acknowledging, even if you disagree, right? You're acknowledging the statement and formulating a response, right? That's pretty responsible, I would say.
Yes. So, okay, so the following day, mm-hmm. my crew chief decides to have a powwow with the crew, where he's like, I don't know if any, where he's like, where basically the gist of it is the same fucking thing, you smell, El Kilroy. Where it's like, well, firstly, at least now I know who fucking complained, and two, thanks for the fucking discretion.
Yeah. So you're whoever it is outed you directly.
Yes.
As that's shitty.
Yeah.
Or like I mean, even if all of these complaints were totally legitimate, that's not how you handle that.
Yeah. So if I were in the reverse place, the boss of a small, the sort of the line manager essentially of this low level crew, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, hey, crew member, let me talk to you in private for a second. I'd take out around the corner. It's like, hey, you have some issues. No offense or anything, but some issues with smelling. Like, do you have like a medical condition, or is there issues at home? What's the deal?
Mm-hmm.
But no, he went and complained to a union steward about it, to have me go. And so the steward came to me the previous day. Then he complains to me directly about it in front of the whole crew as a specific thing, which is, like, well, why did you even go to the fucking union steward in the first place?
Right.
Anyway, so I basically tell him the same thing, like, issues with the laundry, like, it's not a bit, whatever, I'm working on it. And then the following day, I get a fucking second union steward coming to me about the same fucking thing.
Oh. Yeah, so, like, I mean, like, one incidence of this is not really enough to make a big deal about it, right?
Yeah.
To make a big stink, as it were. If it happened once and you come in the rest of the time and you're fine, then that's what it is, right? It just happened. But if you're going to complain, like, there should be enough structure in the complaints department so that you don't keep getting the same talk for the same problem over and over again, because it even if it's just each individual person thinking, oh, it's my responsibility to take care of this complaint, it makes you, the recipient, feel as though you're being nagged, right? And who wants to be nagged?
Yes. Right.
It's shitty.
And frankly, if this happens a fourth time, I'm going to be filing for fucking harassment, right? Because this is ridiculous.
I think that's fair.
Right.
You know, three strikes is plenty, frankly.
Yeah, like, in 3 days in a row, no less, right? So, like...
Yeah, exactly.
And, like, to be clear, I do shower every day and everything else, right? So it's not like some weird case where I have, like, you know, a severe issue of swamp ass or something going on.
Well, I mean, first of all, yeah, it's like complaining that oil workers on an offshore oil rig get dirty, right? Yeah. That's how it is. Yeah.
You know, you work for you know, you work as a professional diver, and your boss comes to you and it's like, you know what? We have a real problem with you being wet at work constantly. You're trailing. You know, there's water. You know, you're getting wet all the time, right? You know, this is a serious problem we need to address. It's like
a serious problem.
Like, bro.
Also, I mean, you work outside in the heat. Like, are you like in such close proximity with so many of your coworkers for so long that they can't just ignore it for 5 minutes? Frankly,
we hang out in We have a break room. We hang out in between work. In between jobs, right? So we do hang out in these rooms together, right? But like again, right? We're all hot, sweaty all day, every day, right? Like, right? And we come in the shift. If before us was all hot and sweaty and soaking in the room, for 8 hours,
right?
Before us, and then we come in, and it's like this seems deeply silly.
It's like the International Space Station notoriously smells like a locker room, and you just get used to it and stop noticing it.
Yes. So, it smells like a fucking locker room or the break room, but like, yeah, that's just the nature of the job. Like, we can't really do anything about it. Like, you can put on deodorant, right, but you're sweating so much that it's just gonna slough off immediately.
Right. I mean, I guess, like, I don't like wearing antiperspirant because I don't want my sweat glands clogged.
That would be a super bad idea, right? Because you want to sweat at
it's that
hot, right? Antiperspirants are good when you're an office worker, where it's like, I don't want to, get fucking sweat stains in my suit when I'm walking between my air-conditioned car and the air-conditioned office building.
Right.
Right, so, not sweating, right? So sweating isn't really doing anything for you useful, right? You're in a temperature-controlled environment, the whole thing, right? Wearing antiperspirants when you're legitimately hot and doing heavy work is just asking for heat stroke.
Right.
Because people who don't sweat when they're hot are people who die real easy.
Right. Apparently, humans, I was reading somewhere, humans are particularly good at thermoregulation.
Yes. To the point we had to lose all our body hairs to have sweat glands. Well, our substantive body hair as opposed to the vestigial body hair us man types have. And also women types also have, but we socially deny the existence of.
I saw, speaking of, it's kind of an aside, I saw on Reddit, because I have a problem, someone was like, why does Aloy, I guess that's her name, from the...
yeah, I remember that. From
the Horizon series. Why does she have a beard? And they're just like the very, very fine facial hair that literally all women have.
Yeah, how do you say I've never been in a room with a woman before without... saying I've never been in the room with a woman before. Right. Where, like, that's actually, like, on credit to, like, the people who make that game, right? That's a very... That's a very skillful rendering technology stuff, right?
It is.
But yeah, like, Yes, women have, a thin peach fuzz on their face, like all people do, actually.
Right. We are primates.
Yes. Uh, you have hair over most of your body, though most of it is too fine to be visible unless you're really looking at it.
There's a word for like the different kinds of hair,
Yeah,
and I don't remember what it is that we typically have. But
yeah. All I'm glad is that the only hair that grows continuously is on my head.
yeah, yeah. If we had to like get haircuts in our arms and legs, it'd be terrible.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So we got the heaven key, sandcastle key. Yes, I know where the sandcastle is, but I want to know what's around here.
But if there's any chicks, I want to do them.
uh, it's amazing how accurate that little skit is.
Yeah, it's classic for a reason.
Yeah.
Also, I got my cat a new toy, which he fortunately likes.
Yeah. I was talking to a friend of mine who's considering getting a cat. And he was like, what do I have to look out for? And, keep the water dish clean and, clean out the litter box every, day or so and that, hide all the small objects or they'll get knocked over. And be prepared to spend a lot of money on toys that your cat will never play with. It's just the nature of the beast.
Yeah, admittedly, there's like 2 or 3 toys that cats really care about, which are like, laser pointers, some bullshit on a stick, and maybe something special if they have a particular interest. But, laser pointer and bullshit on a stick covers most cats. But yeah, I mean, cats are pretty low maintenance. Like, you don't gotta walk them like dogs or whatever.
That's what I like about cats. They mostly take care of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Cool.
And of course, you told him to adopt a cat from a rescue, right? Not.
Oh yeah, one. Yeah. Go to the shelter and get one.
Yeah. Consider getting an old cat.
I told him. I mean, so what I did with my cat and what I recommend to most people is you go to like the place where all the cats are like in a room together, and you open the door, and the first cat to come up to you, you adopt that one. Unless you specifically want to get like an older cat or something.
Yeah. So, I mean, different cats have different temperaments.
Yeah.
And, lots of people go into it like wanting kittens all the time. It's like...
No, kittens are cute, but... I mean, my cat was a year old when I got her.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I know what I should do. Oh, missed it. Not literally everything I do needs to be a mini game. Video game. Come on, see? I don't think I'm gonna win this one this time. great.
So, want to hear a... Didn't want to interrupt you there. Want to hear a serious black pill take? The true black
pill?
Sure. Right, so,
sure.
So in my experience at different jobs, right, it doesn't matter how good you are at the job, right? You could be the hardest working, most productive, right, objectively best person in your workplace at the job. Your boss will not give a shit unless they like you personally.
I mean, yes, this is a thing, yes.
Yes, and whether or not your boss likes you as a person is really the only thing that matters.
This is absolutely, definitely true in terms of, like, getting promoted to management.
Yeah.
Right.
In terms of getting promoted, in terms of getting more preferable, work, or preferable schedules, whatever, right? It's, does your boss like you as a person? And, right, like, you can be twice as productive as the next person in your workplace. You can never miss a day. Do what you're told all the time. And the other guy can be, some, total fuckwit who has no idea what they're doing and barely ever shows up. But if he plays golf with the boss on the weekends, he's getting the promotion.
Yeah.
And that's it. It's literally just that, right? How good you are at work will literally never matter to your prospects.
And I think this is particularly applicable in, like, a service or office kind of setting. Mm-hmm. Like, if you're somebody working on a factory line, mm-hmm. and you don't do your job well enough, then it just doesn't happen, right? I mean, the piece isn't in the right place; it doesn't work. So, but if you're in an office, yes. I mean, when I used to work at an office, I never ever excuse me. I never ever once got anything so much as the slightest complaint about my work. Mm-hmm. As far as my performance reviews were concerned, at least, my work was perfect. I got an Outstanding Performance Award mm-hmm. for being there once. And yet, I was one of the only people on my team with a master's degree. Mm-hmm. And I was there 4 years. And at one point, they considered making... our team lead didn't want to be team leader. We wanted to retire or something like that. And they were considering replacing him with somebody who had basically just got there, who was working on their master's degree. Now, that guy, great guy, right? I knew him. I liked him. He was a cool guy. Mm-hmm. Ended up not taking that position. But I was there 4 years. They never sent me anywhere. They never... They never, offered me any kind of promotion or anything. They never really gave me any more work to do. Yeah. Right? Like, I'd do the work I needed to do, and then I'd be like, I'm done. And they'd be like, okay, sit there in your hands for the next 6 months. Right? Yeah. Or more or less. And, and so, yes. And it's a terrible phenomenon that I can't remember what the author of the book is called, but it's about the refusal of work. And one of the things he talks about is doing emotional labor. Emotional labor, smiling, pretending to like your job, that kind of thing. And that is completely dominant when it comes to do you get a good performance review, that kind of stuff. And the performance reviews, which in management science, you do a performance review once a year, and it's almost totally worthless. Because, first of all, a lot happens in a year, particularly in more dynamic operations. And second, it tends to be whatever you did in the last 2 weeks gets on the performance review. Yeah. Right? And so they're totally worthless. And yet, the performance review is the only thing that matters informally in terms of getting promotion, that kind of stuff. Yeah. I was once taken aside and told that if my situation didn't improve, they were going to think about letting me go. And my situation had been, I was getting complaints because, on the one hand, I was doing my work, Work was really good. I thought, well, I don't really have any questions because my work comes back A plus, everything's great, right? Um, and so I got dinged for not asking enough questions. And then when I started asking questions, I could think of a couple of questions. I got dinged for asking too many questions. And when I tell them this, when I tell them you gave me contradictory advice, I'm doing everything you tell me, they went, yeah, well. So I have no faith in office work anymore, right?
Yeah.
If you're listening to this and you work in an office, like learn golf, right?
Yeah.
Like learn to lick shoes. That's where you're at.
Yeah, because the right, because like in every workplace I've been in, right, I've done very, very well no matter what I've done, right.
Yep.
Like when I worked for the U.S. On the census, for example, right, like going door to door and collecting census information, I was the most productive person in my city, right?
Wow. Congratulations.
Right. So, like, so basically, you got a certain number of cases a day, and you had to complete a certain number of cases per hour to get a weekly bonus, which came out to be about slightly less than one case per hour. You had to solve in order to get the weekly bonus. I solved on average 3 cases an hour.
That's good.
Right, and I worked about 10 or 11 hours a day. Basically because it was in the middle of the pandemic, they were super short on labor, so they're like, you can work as many hours as you want, man. I was like, cool. I gotta milk this for as much as I can get, because it's $20 base pay, and then time and a half for overtime, and then bonuses for weekends and nights and shit. So yeah, I was tough for cash, so I was like, fuck it, I'm just working all the time for like a month.
Yeah.
For like 6 weeks, every single day I'd work about I'd work typically 11 hours. I'd be handed a list of 100 cases, and I would go through all of them and solve about a third of them. I was doing triple the amount of, I was 3 times as productive as they needed just for the bonus, right? What they considered excellent work. And I was more productive than my boss. I was more productive than anyone else. And my information was accurate, right? I wasn't faking shit. How did excelling at my job ultimately help me?
Not at all.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. And, workers are not stupid, right? Even if they don't know what they're looking at, they will see that kind of thing and go, if there's nothing I can do in terms of competence to advance my position, get that bread, get whatever it is I want, then why would I be more than the minimum necessary competence? Like, I mean, you can feel I need to do a good job for various reasons, but there's no reason to really excel if you aren't going to get anything out of it. You're just spending your energy for nothing.
Yeah. So, and this has been a similar experience in other jobs, and being a teaching assistant, and that's a plot twist.
Yeah, that's interesting. He's a little tentacly there.
But, yeah, so whether it was being a teaching assistant or moving boxes at UPS or whatever, right? I've always been very good at my job, and it has literally never mattered.
Right.
Right.
And
like as being a teaching assistant, it was pretty explicit of I did my work. I did it well. I got good grades. But my bosses just didn't like me, so that was all there was to it.
And they try and pin this on the worker by saying, "Oh, we don't teach them, emotional intelligence skills or networking skills or whatever like that." But from an organizational perspective, it's important that people get along and not have conflict. And it would be great if they could be friends and, hanging out and chatting and kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, what matters is what the line workers do. Everything else is there in service of the line, right?
Yeah.
Because the line does the stuff that makes the money, does the mission, whatever it is. And you can get a lot out of people by motivating them for the mission, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of managers hear that, oh, to motivate them for the mission, and then we just won't pay them fuck all, right?
Yeah.
Or we won't reward their extra hard work with something meaningful, right?
Yeah.
You get the pizza party, the $20 gift card to Walmart, blah blah blah, whatever, and those are rewards, but they aren't meaningful rewards. They don't feel connected to the thing that you did.
Yeah.
And if you've got a reasonably good office job, who gives a fuck about a $20 gift card to Walmart? It feels cheap and condescending. And so you actually so when they taught us about how do you reward people, right? So you should reward people. You absolutely should. And the way you do it is it can't just be, oh, it's Bob's turn to be rewarded. Oh, it's the end of the year, everybody gets a reward, right? It has to be close to the time that that the thing worth rewarding happened. Yeah. It has to be genuine, so the person being rewarded connects being rewarded to this thing that they did, and the reward has to be meaningful to the person receiving it.
Yeah.
So Leaf has been experimented upon by, I've assumed, the roaches.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just,
yeah.
So my management teacher, when I first started learning management, and she was fantastic, right? She described falling in love with management science, and I really believed that I could see it in her face, and that made me fall in love with it. And she would describe how she would have students who would go through and learn everything about, money isn't everything, right? People need genuine. They need to be genuinely invested. You as a manager need to be genuinely invested in them, right? It can't just be a sham. Even though you're doing it for the profit margin of the company, it needs to be real. All that stuff, blah 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 blah. And then she'd go and meet up with them later or look into them later somehow, and they're doing the same old shit everybody does. You'll get a bonus if you blah blah blah. And it's just, the whole thing is just makes me upset.
So, right, and of course, right, it's the. And I think, right, that our experiences are by no means unique, right? Basically, everyone complains about the same shit, right?
You go on the anti-work subreddit, and that's all they're talking about, right? Is they don't feel appreciated.
Yeah, you will bust your fucking ass, and you will never get anything for it, because being productive or competent or good at your job will literally never matter to your success.
Right.
At most, right? At most, right? You have to be barely passable at your job.
Right.
Right.
I mean, there's a minimum amount of labor you have to actually do in order to, if you're building a bridge and the bridge falls apart, okay, you screwed up, right? But no one's going to go the extra mile and really do a really fantastic good job just for you as a manager. No one, they don't like you that much.
Mm-hmm. Right. Right, it's really just the whole lie of the, American dream, American meritocracy or whatever, right? Where it's like, oh, if you work hard, you'll be a success, when reality success is mostly a matter of luck, inheritance, and who you know. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever, with rare exception, I've never had a job that I didn't know somebody to help me get that job, including that office job.
Yeah.
And then, of course, if you somehow get your foot in the door, you're more likely to get more jobs because you know that person, and that's just sort of a virtuous cycle in a way.
Mm-hmm.
But so this gets into another thing, which is the idea of a meritocracy, working hard, beyond a certain comfortable minimum, working hard gets you more. Those are good things generally in a society. You want those things. And so people will go, well, we don't have a meritocracy, which we don't. So therefore meritocracy is meaningless. We shouldn't want that, which I disagree with. But it is true that the great lie is that the world is just and that people who are successful, it's Calvinist, right? Yeah. If you're successful, God wanted you to be successful. That's how you know God loves you and you're going to heaven as you're successful. And so that's the great pile of bullshit that the American dream rests on.
Yeah.
Was it Carlin who said the whole point about the American dream is you have to be asleep to believe in it?
Yeah, I believe that's a George Carlin bit.
Yeah, I miss George Carlin. He died right at the right time.
Yes. Right before Twitter.
Yes.
Anyway, this has been the anti-richest podcast with your with your resident bigots. Kilroy and Christmas. We hate rich people. If you're rich, if you become rich, we'll hate you.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what our private experience was, right? If you come in your fancy Tesla car into our neighborhoods, into the local power outlet to charge up, we're gonna we're gonna come out there with our shotgun and express how you're not welcome around these parts.
There's someone. We're gonna burn a giant $sign in your lawn. No, terrible. I'm sorry. You can cancel me for that one. It's fine. So there's somebody around here where I live who does have a Tesla, and they charge it there's parking on one side of the street and their house is on the other side of the street. So they string their cable across the road, and
that's an accident waiting to happen.
Well, first of all, yes, it's absolutely an accident waiting to happen. And, but, at first it annoyed me, but then I thought, every time I drive over this, it's that much closer to Frayne.
Yep.
and I'm thinking, I'm going to take a little bit of pleasure in that.
Yeah. Also, I don't know why anyone buys a fucking Tesla. They're garbage electrical vehicles.
Oh, God. It's just so...
Right, so
dumb.
Right, so what's sort of amazing here, right, is that in the time it took Tesla to ship a vehicle, basically every other auto manufacturer developed an electric car that was better and shipped it.
Yes.
That was better and cheaper, too, right?
Yeah.
So Tesla is, the shittiest, most expensive electric car you can get on the market.
I think I've said this, I don't know if I've said this here before, but I've definitely said it to people before. Elon Musk is like a shitty Steve Jobs.
Yeah.
Because Steve Jobs could sell you anything.
Yeah.
But when you open the box, what he sold you would be there. Maybe it wouldn't be this transcendent experience, but the phone would fucking work.
Yeah,
right?
The iPhone works. The MacBook works.
Exactly. They're just laptops and cell phones ultimately. They're not this amazing transcendent thing, but they did function properly.
Yeah.
And that's just not true with Elon Musk. As far as I can tell, SpaceX only succeeds because of the high level of government oversight, making sure everything's working properly. Yeah. Without them, you get Starship, you get Tesla, you get also the Boring Company, which means nothing, and you get Twitter. So
yeah, basically, none of Musk's companies can independently ship a successful product.
No. And I would say, if I were a manager in Musk's organization, or an organization trying to hire Elon Musk, or had him in my organization, where would I put him? And I think, I can't put him in engineering because he's not an engineer. I could maybe put him in marketing, except he'd make all sorts of horrible promises we couldn't possibly fulfill on the schedule he says we could fulfill it. And so he's essentially lying, and that's not good for us when we inevitably fail. I think I just have to fire him. I don't know what he's good for.
I mean, that's why they got rid of him from PayPal.
Is that what happened? I'm not familiar with that.
So Musk did not found PayPal, but he...
I did know that, yeah.
Right, so PayPal was founded, Musk was brought in, he was CEO for a while, they hated him, and they wanted to get rid of him, but because of weird legal shit, they had to negotiate him leaving, right? Because CEO is the only job that they give you $1 million to fucking fire you from.
Oh God, I wish I should be
Right,
CEO of
right.
something.
Imagine that, right? If you work at a McDonald's and you get fired, right? The manager has to be like, "You're fired. Here's a year's pay." Like,
You'd have a lot fewer firings and a lot more careful hirings, that's for sure.
yeah. So, right, which is what I don't get about being, like I don't get about like the social justification of CEOs being paid so much, where it's like, well, they're responsible for the company. It's like, yeah, and they have no consequences if they fail, because if they're fired, they get a bunch of money for it anyway.
Right. Yeah. Like if you're CEO and you just can be like you mismanage the company and drive it into the ground, and then you had to pay all of its fees and things like that out of your pocket, okay, then
Yeah.
I could kind of see justifying $25 million a year.
Yeah,
Right.
and then you'd have to be a rich guy to be CEO, which justifies that, right? Because you're responsible for footing the bill if shit goes wrong.
Right. It at least makes some kind of sense.
Yeah, but they have all the power and zero responsibility.
Right.
Right.
As opposed to the actual people who, manage their restaurants or whatever, who have all of the responsibility, none of the power, and none of the pay.
Yeah.
So.
So basically they hated him, but they had to negotiate to kick him out. And one of the negotiations is that he was credited as the founder, one of the founders at least, of PayPal.
Oh God.
Even though he wasn't.
Oh, that's Tesla too. He didn't found Tesla either.
Yeah.
He just has the title founder.
So they gave him the title of founder, and then they kicked him out.
Yeah.
Right, and he didn't found Tesla. He bought it. The Boring Company. He just bought a bunch of boring machines from other companies.
Right.
SpaceX is just a government laundering scheme.
It really is. As far as I want to be clear. I don't have like specific hard evidence for that. That's my personal opinion, but I don't see how it could be anything else.
Right, because like here's what maybe so let me be a hardcore cynic, right?
Yeah.
Right. This is not legally applicable in court. Do not sue me.
Right. These are all just their personal opinion.
Right. Here's my crazy conspiracy theory. Right. Right. You have some government manager at NASA. Right. Right, and you're paid pretty well, but you're not super rich, right? And you're in charge of this, space agency shtick, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then you get this Musk guy coming in, right? And he's like, okay, here's the deal, right? You basically kick me a bunch of money, right? Basically diverting funds away from NASA to SpaceX, right? SpaceX gets all these copyrights and patents, and everything becomes proprietary to SpaceX. So not only do we get all this money, right, but then the government's, stuck continuing to give us money if they want, like, their GPS satellites to work anymore. And then, right, you get to be brought in later as a high-level official with stock options to this new organization where you get a lot more money than you would just sitting and being in charge of NASA.
Yeah. So there is some evidence to suggest that this may be the case. I know the Common Sense Skeptic YouTube channel, they posted on Twitter some time ago. I'm not exactly sure when. That there was a high level person in NASA who directly took responsibility in one of the published public appendices to these kind of contracts and things for giving SpaceX the lunar lander contract.
Yeah.
And now she works for SpaceX. And I'm not saying there's a quid pro quo necessarily. I don't have any evidence of that. I do know it looks like one, and that if you're a good government bureaucrat, you shouldn't be even exposing the appearance of a quid pro quo. I do know that. So,
but
there is that.
So, right, and then when you're still in the position of a NASA, manager, right? You use NASA, you leverage NASA to do all the expensive shit for SpaceX, and the expensive, unprofitable shit, and then you sabotage all the operations that your organization does that would possibly supplant SpaceX.
So Thunderfoot on YouTube, love him or hate him. I believe it was Thunderfoot makes the point about charging way too much for I think it was a payload fairing on one of the Falcon launches. And basically, you look at, it's all accounting tricks, right? Oh, NASA doesn't have to pay for it, but DoD's paying for it, right on the other side. So somebody's paying for it, and even if it's true that Elon Musk is using his personal fortune to subsidize SpaceX to a significant extent, if there isn't a market so that SpaceX can actually make an external profit outside of its government contracts, that money will just dry up eventually, right? So there has to be a positive cash flow at some point. Justin Fauntleroy, I think it's an opinion piece, but he wrote it for Space News some time ago, a couple of weeks, I think, talking about this SpaceX proposal. I think it's called Starshield. Yeah, Starshield. And he says, Starshield is, in fact, a Trojan horse that will enable SpaceX to further dominate the space domain and dictate policy to businesses and national governments alike. And as far as I can tell, what he's talking about is basically like, he calls it like the iPhone of space.
Yeah.
It's like a common platform that SpaceX will sell you if you want to, mount your own hardware onto it, and then they'll launch it. So they're basically doing a complete bespoke thing. That locks people into their framework, their licensed proprietary framework, the same way that an iPhone locks you into developing for the iPhone. And then more people get the iPhone, and then it's a network effect, and you have to be stuck there, and that's the leverage monopoly position. So.
And also, right, if part of the network can be covered by copyright law rather than patent law, right, that's huge, right, because patents run out, in a fairly reasonable time frame, but copyright right, theoretically it dies at some point, but let's be real, it's never going to die. Copyright just gets extended forever.
The mouse is too powerful.
Yeah. So that basically locks you in forever, right? And if anyone wants to change that situation, right, they're having to work against the status quo of privatization.
Right. So it's like trying to privatize the rail network and run passenger trains. It's just we've got 150 years of momentum to overcome. But yeah, I have so when I was doing research for my last master's degree that I got, I started using Zotero, which is this really great, I don't know if anybody out there has ever used it. It's an open source like document management bibliography thing, and it integrates really well with like LibreOffice and Word and Emacs and stuff like that. So you can do citations and manage notes and things like that. And I subscribe to all the RSS feeds for Space News, Space.com, all that kind of stuff. And so every time something comes up, I have a dozen different folders I can sort it into. And so all the stuff about like how does the private space economy actually work, considering there doesn't seem to be an actual market for it. And I'm not exactly a investigative journalist looking for a big scoop, but these things are published and are public information, and it just seems like at the very least it's inefficient, right?
Yeah, also you're going to be working against a certain neoliberal ideology, right? Which is this notion that if there's something that isn't working right, that's because that means there isn't a proper framework for supporting, there's a proper legal framework for supporting a market for that thing, whatever that is, right? Which is how you get trading on carbon credits.
Right.
Which are meaningless because you still have to fucking enforce them.
You get this a lot in a lot of places. I see it a lot in the space industry, which is the market isn't working. It's the government's fault by not supporting it enough.
Yeah.
And then when the government, does support it, does everything, and it still fails, it's the government's fault for over-regulating or something like that. It's always the government's fault. The market would be perfect if we did something
Yeah.
Right? If we did nothing, then we're not supporting the market, and that's the government's fault. If we do everything, including regulate it to make sure that it doesn't do excesses,
then it's government intervention in it.
then it's government interference. So it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't. It's the red sweater, green sweater, if anybody knows what that means. And it's just. Yeah. I mean, you read Orwell and it talks about doublethink, and all of that is happening here.
Yeah.
Right, and then, of course, this is published in the 40s or whatever. Everybody says, "Oh, it's always happening here." Blah blah blah. Yeah. But it's just hard to escape.
Yeah. So, anyway, when are you going to start that space podcast?
This is it. Apparently,
it needs to actually be it needs to actually be titled that instead of us theoretically playing a video game while bullshitting.
Well, I mean, so a big chunk of the problem is I don't know if. I mean, I could talk about space ad nauseum. I just don't know if there's enough new stuff as opposed to just continuing adventures and all the old bullshit to have just a space podcast or whatever. So what I was thinking is I was watching an Alan Fisher video earlier about the way that Amtrak has contracted out getting its new Acela high-speed trains in the Northeast Corridor and all that kind of stuff, and the problems with that, and the history of that, and all this kind of stuff. So I think there is a space to have real, immediate, fairly technical, concrete discussions about the impact of neoliberalism in technical spaces, in broad systemic perspectives. And I think you and I, between us, have enough understanding of systems, technology, Marxism, etc., to do topics on all this kind of stuff. Basically, what we're doing right now, just with a fancier title.
Let's start on space though, and branch out from there.
Oh yeah. I can definitely start with space. We can start. It's big. It's sexy.
I can be the John Everyman with a master's degree who can ask the John Everyman questions.
Yes, that would be good, because you've seen me. People listening to this can hear me. The way I explain things is I start explaining something, then I have to explain the thing to explain that, and that goes on for a while until we eventually get back to the point. So it'd be nice to have okay, answer this question.
So we can just start from the basics and build up to our thesis of fuck capitalism from starting out with what is space? When was it invented?
I mean, we do have a definition of what space is, because there's something called the Kármán line, which is just sort of a broadly agreed upon line 100 kilometers up.
And that is where Carmen Sandiego is.
It's true. She's not in the world. That's the joke.
Yeah. Where in the world's Carmen Sandiego? Trick question. She's on the edge between the world and space.
Just hanging out, right on that borderline. All right, I want to save. Somewhere around here is a save. Actually, I think I can go south and there's a save.
Does your cat getting brushed?
No.
My cat loves getting brushed. She can't get enough of it.
My parents' cat does. My sister's cat does. My cat never really cared for it. I think I'm lost.
Yeah.
No, wait, I know where to... This way. What was that?
That was me sighing.
Oh. Yay! Oh, I'm already healed. That's good.
Yeah, so... let's see. What is the current thing, TM? Let's see. Musk pussied out of that fight with Mark Zuckerberg.
Oh yeah, his mom called him or something and said, "Don't do it."
That's an excuse. We all know it. I totally kicked your ass, but my mom said I can't.
This man is... How old is he? 55?
Yeah, he's in his 50s.
You should be old enough to just not get into this bickering in the first place.
I mean, what happened basically was Musk was like, Zuck, you're fucking stupid. I'll totally kick your ass. And Zuck was like, licked his eye with his tongue like the lizard man he is, and was like, yeah, I'll kick your ass. Musk was like, "Yeah, you're such a what? You would?" It's like, "Yeah, when and where, motherfucker." It's like,
Yeah, do it right now on the parking lot.
It's like, my mom said I can't do it. My mom, right?
It's just so goddamn juvenile. It's a sandcastle.
And I was just looking forward to Zuck ripping off that skin suit. Just going full reptilian on Musk in the octagon.
I mean, normalized billionaires punching each other, right? Like, it's sort of the opposite of Alien versus Predator, right? Whoever loses, we win. Although I almost wanted to be like, because like who's
regular, normalize duels to the death amongst the gentry.
Are there there's Musk fanboys, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are there Zuck fanboys? Like what other billionaire has that level of fandom that we could pit them against each other?
There's Bill Gates fanboys, but there's slightly different flavor.
I don't know. There's a special place in my heart for not liking Bill Gates. And like that's like an old familiar hatred, right? Like I mean, I was never like I was too young in the 90s to care a whole lot about the, whole Microsoft trust busting kind of thing, but like getting older and like getting into open source software and stuff like that, like I retroactively I basically just got glommed onto that inertia of hate.
You've been encultured into you've been indoctrinated rather into a culture of hate.
I have. I maybe want to get some items, because this is what my items are like right now. Means I gotta schlep all the way back. Oh, there just was a save point here the whole time.
Yep.
That's fine. I'm in a wrong place. I gotta say, this is a really good game.
Mm-hmm.
It's not super complicated, but the story, even sort of half paying attention, the story is really engaging. Mm-hmm. Really, I mean, all the characters, I really like all the characters, even the bit ones you only see bits and pieces of. They really have really developed personalities and
yeah.
Right. Gameplay is not too complicated, but it's there's not no strategy. Oh yeah, you. Because the shops here are better.
Yeah, so that was one of the current things. The other current thing, TM, right, is Elon Musk, free speech absolutist, decides to ban the word cis on Twitter.
Oh yeah, it's a slur now.
Which is so fucking stupid. It's like banning the word straight.
It's just it's this. I mean, first of all, yes. Second, I think I talked about this. It's this belief that Twitter matters.
Yeah.
That it precedes the real world in mattering, I should say.
So fucking stupid.
Just dumb. This is status effects.
How dare you call me heterosexual?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, what do they call it? It's not slur, treadmill, it's something. Basically, okay, any word can be used in a derogatory way.
Yeah.
I think it was Louis C.K. had the joke about the word Jew is both the word for the people and a slur against the people. Just depends on how much stank you put on it. Mm-hmm. So you go oh, that guy's a Jew, or that guy's a Jew. Oh, okay, now we're talking about.
You're something. A goddamn JOO.
Yeah, a JOO. Uh, South Park.
Yeah, that was a really good joke.
It is
To get to him.
I think if me and Trey Parker and Matt Stone sat down and like talked about politics for an hour, I don't think we'd get anywhere.
Yeah.
But I still love South Park. I watch it all the time.
They can write some funny stuff.
It's just so satisfying.
Yeah. Just,
What's my inventory like?
it's a
It is.
because it's a brilliant character bit for Cartman, right? And the fact that he's both a bigot and a fucking idiot.
I'll keep one.
So, yeah. So that's fucking stupid and.
Yeah. Can I buy more? Yeah.
So, let's play a game.
Okay.
And on top of the game you're currently playing,
Yes, I'll play 2 games.
which
It's
is
fine.
Guess each other's desktop wallpaper.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I think you haven't seen my desktop wallpaper?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
At least
Go
not
ahead.
recently. So it's either something space or something Yuri.
It is 100% space.
Okay.
Can you be more specific? I bet you can. But I mean, I'll give it to you, but I want to know.
Let me think. What space things would you focus on particularly? It's definitely nothing related to the private space industry.
Correct. In fact, I'll give you a hint. It's basically the opposite of that.
It's some sort of Russian futurist painting of some sort.
It's exactly what it is. Yes, with Cyrillic and everything.
Yes. Some Soviet wave shit. Okay.
Yours is going to be some weird, obscure thing I've only half heard of. That maybe has to do with animation.
Okay.
Am I close?
You're close. It has to do with animation. You have heard of it.
Have heard of it. Has to do with animation. Have heard of it. Trying to think. What have we watched? Is it American or Japanese?
It's American.
American. Steven Universe?
No.
No. Oh wait, it's not that new show about the time traveling robot and the superheroes. Is it
No,
like
I
Andy
haven't
Tartakovsky?
even watched that.
Oh, I watched the first episode.
I just watched the first episode. Looks pretty good as well. I just haven't. I'll watch it later sometime. Yeah. But anyway.
Not that American. Can you give me a hint?
The dominant color is red.
The dominant color is red. All I can think of the top of my head is Slavonic, the band, but that's not it. Because their first album was called Red.
Yeah.
Shit, I should know this.
It's a character we both like.
Oh. Is it Alistair from Hazbin Hotel?
Yes. And
Yes.
Everyone else can see on the stream.
Excellent. That is. I'm glad that they're getting picked up because I want more old time Radio Man.
Yes, I hope they don't do something weird in with this character and this becomes very cringe in retrospect.
Yeah. Yes. This is all we know about Alistair is his depiction in the pilot episode.
Yes. So
we don't know anything else beyond that.
Please don't judge us, future people. Okay.
Yes.
We couldn't anticipate it. We couldn't. We were ignorant of the possibilities.
We couldn't anticipate the horrible or wonderful thing that they did with him.
Yes. I mean, at least they didn't change his character design. Or at least not in a noticeable manner.
Ooh.
So
it's blue.
So I think I got to your wallpaper faster.
Yes.
So that,
in my defense, animation is a very broad category.
yes.
But yeah. could this place be related to us? Gosh, I wonder. Yeah, don't get ambushed again. Again. Clonk. I love that clonk noise.
Yes, we've discussed this many times.
But I love it so much, I must express it repeatedly.
Oh yeah, they're making a remake of the Super Mario in the RPG.
Oh, I heard about that. I'm okay with that.
That's surprising, but cool. It's cool.
I mean, it's otherwise what's this? It's an SNES game. I think you can get it on the Switch online, but
Or the High Seas.
yeah, or the High Seas. Always the High Seas. But the point is, like, it makes sense to me to like remake.
Yeah, it's been
HDify some games.
Yeah, it's been long enough that a new generation can appreciate it. A new generation of old boomers.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's just gonna be us playing it.
Yes.
I've actually never played it.
Yes.
But I have watched people play it. Side quest. Oh, great. I like the roach emblem on the ground. Let's go this way. Ooh. Okay, it's encased in ice. There's nothing I can do about it. And then I think maybe here? No. Cryo crystal. Okay. They're not supposed to be here yet. Yep. What? What? Oh!
Go on to the upright side.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, okay, I see what we're doing here. Ooh, it changes. That's clever. And then, I don't know. I always have to kind of play with these puzzles for a while before I figure out what's going on. But I think... Oh, okay, I see. They don't... Yeah. There we go. I can't just, like... Oh, it's soft. That's right. There we go. Hooray! Ooh. Do I want to do that? Do not back support. Spiky bod.
Sweet bod.
What's the one I just got? Oh, it needs 2.
Might be just fine for right now.
Yeah, I think I'll be alright. But when I level up again, I'll get more metal points or whatever. How about here? Ooh. You're an enemy?
I saw someone online ask a couple days ago, are you, is being into Persona or Final Fantasy games a weeb thing? And the answer is, yes, obviously.
Yeah, that's pretty weeby.
Oh.
They make anime about those things that makes it pretty standard weeby.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ. You know what? I'm gonna... Schmackaroonie. Ah, I pressed the wrong button. Almost. Nope. I can't go over there. And... Ooh. Okay. Great. I can't, because I took a turn already. Oh, hello, cat. Yes. Yes, you're a good cat. Stay down. Oh, she's down. No. No. I'm playing video games for the internet, cat. You have to stay over there. These things are a son of a bitch. Yeah, figured that one out.
Hit him with Leaf and then
Yeah.
Kabu if it's still alive somehow.
Cat. Yes. Turn to the microphone, it's fine. You're very sweet, cat. Yes, you are. The perils of cat ownership. Also, I can't read any articles or anything anymore about bad things happening to cats. Just not doable.
You're at full health, so now, so.
Oh.
I have no idea why.
That's not what I actually want.
Oh, did you level up?
Yes, I did.
Oh, that's why. Sorry.
That
I wasn't
would be
paying
why.
attention.
Wait a minute, this whole thing was your idea. I like Kabu's image there.
My idea to surreptitiously record our relationship.
Yeah, surreptitiously.
Yes.
With full knowledge, and I also know the link to the stream.
Yes.
What was I doing? It's doing something.
Look, if the NSA can spy on you effectively while you know it completely, obviously I can do the same.
Right. Okay, I think I know what to do here. Cool. I didn't know I needed that, but I guess it's cool that I've got it.
Well, that's the wonder of puzzle dungeons.
Whoa. How did I do? I must have just caught the edge of that platform. Ah.
Turn it off.
Yay, Crystal Berry. I like this dungeon. It's pretty clever. Yep. Yep. And once again with the cat. Hello, cat. Yes. You already had your bribe. Oh. It's nice. Hmm. Oh, cool. This is also just the creepiest place in the game so far.
I mean, it does have a bunch of roach bullshit in it.
Yeah.
Not too tough, at least.
That one wasn't. And then this one's gonna not do that, I guess. Huh. Okay, so... Then how do I... Hmm. Putting it with lasers. That makes sense. That's the wrong button. Yeah, fuck you.
Can you advance to the right any?
No. Oh, that's great. I'm glad that... Okay, cool, that's over there. I can't have these both on at the same time. There must be some way to have...
Oh, isn't that the thing, right, where you're... Right, so stand on the right one, and then hit the left, right, so you stand on the right one, right, and then you activate the left one, right, and you hold it there with your boomerang, and then when you let it go, right, it should...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we had that at
That's
close.
right. It goes a little further. I have to, like... Yeah. I think if I do... There we go. There, that's a good one. Alright, what order do I want to be in? Not this order. No. It's not what I wanted to do. And... What? Oh, wait. Like, what's going on? This is what I... So that way, he's in the back, he's got all the defense shit. He's doing the taunting thing, I love it. You...
So did you watch any of those VHS recordings of Toonami?
Not yet. It's one of those things I have the link for it, and maybe while I'm trying to go to bed, I'll do it. But you know what? I want to know. I'm gonna keep seeing these fucking things. Ooh, neat. Oh, and this is... Okay, it's a ramp to get back. Very good.
Yeah.
Ooh. Come on. Ooh, I'm strong enough to just defeat those. Good. Yes. And then I can't jump, so that doesn't... Don't know why that's there. Okay.
Maybe the shield will help you if you...
Oh, maybe. No. Alright, gotta get across, can't jump. Is there a ramp on the other side? Not that I can see. Can I hit one of those crystals from here? Can I get, like... Can I just, like, fucking do this? No. Run real fast. Fast, 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 fast. Oh, wait. Kabu has the thing.
Yeah, he can charge.
Okay. Ah, come on.
So close, but no cigar.
What? I'm just...
Close, but no cigar.
Oh, God.
Or just very...
Just do that.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's the solution. Hey, it's a puzzle room that requires everybody's special skills. It's like it's a well-designed game or something.
Nah, I think it would really be a lot better if we had a bunch of monologuing from the main characters.
Yeah, just do a thing, then have some jackass tell me what just happened. Ooh. I see what's happening here. Not that. Oh, well, that's fine. No. Oh, what's over here that I need to hit?
Yeah.
Oh. Ah.
Congratulations.
Gross. I don't need to do damage. I just need to be able to knock it down. So
Think you do that charge through attack? God,
I can.
you'll do a ton of damage.
Ow. Great.
Hard seed.
Oh yeah, he has the special pebble toss. There it is. This guy's closer to dying. So I don't know why I put her in the front. She's kind of fragile.
Yeah, I don't know why you do that either.
It's just sort of ends up that way.
You just love throwing the boomerangs at enemies, so...
I really do, actually. I kind of need to do it first. Anyway, I can always swap who goes.
Pebble toss.
Yep. Alright. I think she comes back with 1 hit point. Yeah. So.
Gonna get that bread. Gonna commodify every aspect of your life.
Yeah. Turn everything I love into a money-making enterprise, so I hate it.
Yeah.
Make myself dependent on the things that I love for sustenance.
Activate that one, and we'll activate the
I think
little platform, which will be able to return you later if you need to
Yes.
back and forth across the...
Don't have to slog through the whole thing again.
Yeah, and then attack him again.
Shit. You know what? We're just gonna do this. Not quite enough. Oh, shit! I was prepared for the other thing and I accidentally did a really good block. Aw. Whatever. I like Leaf's thinking face here. Just do it normal.
Get wrecked, scrubs.
What was that? Oh. Cool. But I don't want no scrub. Scrub's a man who ain't getting no love from me. Whatever. It's been a while. Oh. Wait, what was the point of that? Maybe that doesn't bring you back. Maybe that other thing takes you like to the where you need to go. Nope. Why did I do that?
I don't know.
Is this like a thing over there I can... No.
Can Kabu bury himself into those mounds of sand?
But like this?
Yeah.
No, as it happens. I don't know why they're there. Other than like as ramps. Oh.
Oh, that. There we go.
So I wonder what these ramp-like mounds of sand are for in this room. Oh, and now I'm here. Fighting this thing. Two of this things. Oh, you can be in the front, that's fine. Actually, hold on. She said making them cold will hurt more. Oh.
Well, you can at least focus on one while the other one.
Yeah.
gets
Well,
right.
just dash. I'll dash through both of them right now. Wow. That definitely did it.
You're out of
Actually, hold
special
on.
points.
I know. Apparently, I can't do the killing blow with that block move, which is a pain in the ass.
Hashtag lame.
I mean, it's fine. It's not like it's a big deal, but... Okay, that didn't do anything. Oh. Yeah. It's gonna be a big boss, and I'm not gonna have enough shit to beat it. Ooh. Oh, fuck off.
You need to freeze the enemies and then put them on the.
But you're right. Which is why they keep respawning.
Yep.
Alright, and then so
Yes.
gotta do... come on.
Just run away.
Yeah, that's here. Ah, fuck. I lose berries when I fail that?
I think so.
That's kind of bullshit. Oh.
Yeah, and then use the Kabu to move them around and make sure to put the ice. You gotta put the ice crystal on them so that that ice crystal on in the middle of the room so that they'll stay frozen. You move them around.
Yes.
Just kick the shit out of this guy. Don't.
That is all a very good idea. Be nice if I were powerful enough just to kill them when I hit them. Come on.
Try a different combination. So.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it tells me, actually.
Mm-hmm.
First, tips of our hands before turn drops into the sand. Then we felt cold at our feet. So tips of our hands are here. Drops sinking into the sand. Does that mean I need to turn the ice off?
I don't think so.
Turn the drops into the sand. Then we feel cold to the feet before locking the way.
Just try moving both of the blocks to the lower panels and see
Yeah,
what
maybe
happens.
it's actually backwards, yeah. Because I'm trying to unlock the way. Yep, that was it. Tricksy little roaches. Is there another...
I have
Am
no
I just
idea.
going the wrong way? Is there another door? Oh, hello.
Get full healed.
Hell yeah. Uh, there's another door somewhere. The key opens, right?
I mean,
Here?
presumably. That doesn't look like a. That doesn't look like a key opening sort of
Nope.
deal right there. Yeah, you've already been this way
Yeah, I know.
together.
Alright, I'm just gonna look it up. There's no point in wandering around for a million years. Sand castle. Sand castle? Ancient castle. It doesn't tell me.
You should have a map at
Cool.
least.
Not on the wiki. Let me see. Bug Fables Ancient Castle Map. Load, please. God, internet just fucking sucks. Where is it?
Remember the days of Game Facts when you just have some weirdo write up a incredibly detailed guide about a game no one cares about?
All the maps were in ASCII.
Yeah.
That was some dedication. Okay, there do not seem to be any maps. Alright, wandering it is. I mean, is this nothing?
Wandering, wandering.
I mean, like, there's the plant motif on the wall there.
Maybe it'll be
Did I,
something later.
did I explore everything here?
I believe so, right? You got the
It
ancient
looks like
key.
it looks like I did, and I got the crystal berry. Uh, there's that, but I got that already.
Yeah, so I think you need to go back up to that room where...
Okay.
Okay.
Okie dokie.
Sure thing, SpongeBob.
No. Man, it's weird, you grow up and you like look at all the old cartoons and all the like adult shit they put in there, and how in like I think the very first episode of SpongeBob playing in the background during the extreme sports section is Pantera.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yes. I love it.
I mean, the first 3 seasons of SpongeBob and the movie are pretty dope altogether.
Yes. The movie, I agree with people who say the movie is like a good capstone.
Maybe you freeze them and you put them on the top, and that opens the way to the...
That's worth a shot.
Hmm. Read the sign on the left again, right? Because the one on the right has gone out because you did that one.
Oh, you're right. Fortune to drop sinking in the sand. Alright, I'm just gonna turn this off.
There we go.
Alright, I guess that is what it meant. The trick was you had to do it backwards.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
What a twist. Then double attack with Kabu, and he'll be dead. Or down. Or attack with Leaf and then Kabu and see how it works out.
What I can't remember is, can I do this for just one of my things?
Yes.
Yes, excellent. That's what I want. And then I can do that. And then I can
Charge
do the
through.
dash. Yeah. Oh, almost missed it for a second there. And then... There we go. I just don't feel like it. I'll be under-leveled, I know, I don't care. I'm deliberately ignoring the ooh.
You want to open that door you passed up earlier?
There's two doors.
Yeah.
That one and the other one. I want to know where this goes. I think it just takes me back. Yeah, it just takes me back here. That's fine, because I actually want to heal up and save.
You know, really late in the game, you should always include an NPC who has like a really long, boring dialogue that seems to repeat endlessly. And as a player, you know, is just fucking mashing A to get through it. You just have a little decision box hidden in there that says delete your save game forever, and it defaults to the yes place.
Oh my god. I'd be so fucking pissed. By the way, like I would stop and never start playing again. So there's
That's some Kaizo Mario shit.
there's two doors. And yet I have but the one key.
Yeah, open the first one since you. One of them, obviously, they both have another key behind them, right? Because
I hope so.
Otherwise,
I'm self-locking myself. But yeah,
I mean, if
this is clearly the one you're meant to like do the next. It was a big lock. That's
okay.
the other possibility. That's the boss room key, and I need to use the small key over here.
the graphics could be more distinct, but you know.
Yes, they could. I agree with you. Alright, what have we got here?
So you got to move that block across the way.
Yeah, but...
And then...
Ooh, it melts if you don't.
Yeah. So you move it halfway across the way, then you switch the crystals, and then...
Oh, and it's gotta go there so I can jump the gap. Okay, yeah. Got it.
You see here, boy. You see?
I see the logic in this here dungeon puzzle. Alright, if I go to the right, I'm gonna get stuck here, and then boot left, and then... Okay, fine. There you go. There you go. And there we are. I'm at the final boss of Crosscode. This kind of puzzle means... Ooh. This kind of puzzle means very little to me right now.
Does Crosscode have tons of block pushing puzzles?
So many environmental puzzles. They're usually like... So you get like different environmental powers and you can like shoot them out as spheres like that just fly in front of you. And it's like this one slows it down and this one bounces it around. And this certain puzzles, certain elements only work with certain, reflector things. And God, the game is very hard sometimes.
Oh, you know what we should play? We should play Myst.
Ooh, we should play Myst.
Maybe Riven. Sequel to Myst that everybody loves, but nobody played.
There's a lot of Myst games.
Do a mass ice full attack on them.
That is not a bad idea.
Yeah, there's a lot of Myst games, but most of them suck ass, so... Have V smack the last one, and then dash through.
Dash through. Hell yeah. Ugh. Timing on that is just weird. I know that's on purpose, but still. I'm just gonna do the same thing again.
And it worked the first time.
Ah, I got all of them, yes.
Then you can just do normal attacks.
Yep, and just that one. Done. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Cool.
What did that get you?
The key, the big key.
Okay.
Big key means big boss.
You mean the big boss? Snake Eater.
Oh God, they're making an HD version of that game, and I'm going to buy it, and I'm going to play it, and I'm going to cry again. Because that's how that game works.
I mean, whenever I climb a ladder in video games, I just go...
Oh, God.
After it goes on for a little while, it's just like, what a thrill. And then I get to the top of the ladder, because no other ladder is that long.
Is an entire song long? No.
Yeah. Great way to hide a loading screen.
It's... I love that game so much. Like, I like that it's the first in this series, so you don't need to, or chronologically, so you don't need to have played any of the others, and I like that the stealth and the combat is really well developed, and the story is really good, and the characters are, I just love it. Fantastic game. Particularly once they release the second edition of it that has the free-moving camera.
Yeah, and you fight the end in the middle, and then you fight the...
Oh yeah, the end fight.
Yeah.
I actually took the time out and, like, I fought, I forget who the old guy is called, but the sniper guy. I actually fought every single boss with non-lethal weapons. And so you get to the end, I think it's the end, and you're like in the river of death, and there's just nobody there. I love it. It's not lethal. Oh. Ooh, nice wings. Have we seen his wings before?
I don't think he's fully extended them like this.
No. I like Vi's attitude. Oh, cool. Man, I hope I get to be part of a advanced civilization that discovers a magic that, mass ascends them all into another plane of existence, and those left behind have to pick through our scraps to figure out what happened. It'd be cool as shit.
Yeah, just being in your fucking heavenly body, being like, ah, look at those losers trying to
Yeah.
piece together the ruins.
Yep. That's what I want. That's like, once I've had my fun, that's the end goal. Just hang out, watch people screw around.
And that was the plot of Jesus the whole time.
Yeah, well, wouldn't that be cool if fucking the Mormons are right? That would just make my goddamn day. I mean, the Mormon conception of the afterlife is pretty cool. Like, almost nobody goes... Like, the worst you can do in the Mormon afterlife, if you haven't, like, committed the unforgivable sin, which almost nobody will have the opportunity to even commit in the first place, is basically just, like, a pretty cool version of Earth. I'm like, you know what? There's a lot worse things.
Yeah.
Now, if only this were a pretty cool version of Earth, we could see how that would go. Damn it!
As opposed to the really lame version of Earth we got right now.
Yeah, right. I mean, if I've learned anything studying, like, 3,000-year-old religious texts, it's that life has always sucked. And humans have always been trying to get around that. Right now, life just sucks bigger and faster. Shit. I'm never prepared for those. Creepy giant or creepy giant monster. Yep, the Watcher. Except, of course, the sapling is bad, and the queen is bad, and...
Obvious plot twist is obvious.
Yeah, exactly. I've played Golden Sun before. Spoiler alert. Like, spoiler alert for the entire game. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you might as well, since, it's a boss fight, and...
Right. Shit, even blocked it does 3 damage. Alright, what are we gonna do? Heal the entire party, starting 2 HP... we're not quite there yet, yeah.
Tornado toss, or something. Because he has a low defense, so, you can...
What defense does it have?
0.
Well, is 0 defense? Okay.
Yeah, and he just upped his attack, right, so...
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't need to ignore 1 defense, that's fine. Four, 5. It's good. 5's good.
Heavy strike.
4.
And then do frigid coffin or whatever.
Yeah. Shit.
Well, that ain't good.
Nope. Because she's our party healer. Alright, well...
Another heavy strike.
Just wondering if there's anything better I could do. Nope.
Probably just a normal hit, actually.
Well, I wonder if I could, yeah, I guess so.
Alright, then heal.
No, I'm just gonna heal from the items.
It's only 4 HP, but okay.
Yeah, it's something.
And, continue laying on the pain.
Yep. Just feel like
Want to probably save some for your sharing stash, but
it's true. Yeah. And... Ooh. Let's try just this for now. Damn it. 2 attacks a turn. Oh shit! What? How?
uh,
Yeah, I guess so. Alright, no. And then you can do this one more time. Ooh.
then something to restore your TP.
Who needs...
Kabu could.
Yeah, Kabu does. Alright. Now I'm gonna...
You can Hurricane Toss with...
When I can. I can't.
Tornado Toss, rather.
Tornado Toss. So that's just 4. Okay,
We got him on the ropes.
okay, I can do this. Ah, shit.
Attack with Leaf first.
Yeah. And then... okay, yeah, this is what I'll do. And then... I know it'll make it less powerful, but at least it'll do something. If it does 2, I just won. Yes! And I leveled up! Hooray!
Yeah.
Alright. What do I need? I need HP or special points. I think actually HP is pretty good.
Yeah.
I can always use more HP, but I really want more special points, or teamwork points. Ooh, needle pincer.
Well, can you hear me? Oh, well, that isn't good. Can you hear me? Let me check my recording software and if I'm still streaming. Seems I'm still streaming. Do you hear me? God damn it. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear
Yeah.
you.
My internet just went out for like a minute.
Yeah, I can tell.
Are we still streaming on YouTube?
Yes, right, because my internet's fine, so we're
Oh,
still streaming.
I see this thing you sent me, yeah. Yeah, I don't know why that happened,
You're just
but
unprofessional.
I suppose I am.
Or maybe
But
it's some bullshit you did with your whole Linux setup.
well, I'm on Windows right now. This is a Windows only game.
Well, whatever. So what happened? Last
What did you
I dropped out right when you defeated the boss.
Yeah, the boss melted into like a piece of cloth and left behind like a gem or something. And Leaf picked up the gem and was like, "Oh, this isn't the artifact. It doesn't have the same feeling." And then we came into this room, and there's the artifact.
Cool.
So, what does the? Let's just see what the stream looks like for. Okay, it just looks like that. Great. Anyway, yeah. So you really didn't miss anything.
Cool.
Okay, the chapter's over, I guess.
We've advanced the story, finally.
Hooray!
Huzzah!
End of chapter 4.
Imagine if life was like that, right? You just start eating a sandwich, and it's like, end of chapter 4. It's like, what the fuck? Plot beat was that?
Shit. Shit, what kind of, like, realization or moment have I come to? What happened?
So I listen to audiobooks on my way to and from work. So I've actually been listening to iRobot as of late.
Well, Asimov.
Yeah. So it's generally pretty good, right? My critique is I think Asimov like fundamentally misunderstands the relationship between labor and automation. Right? Like
That could be true.
like like the story begins, it's like, all the labor unions resisted the introduction of robots, and they were all fools. And it's like, because they're trying to protect their their turf or whatever, right? And it's like, well, that's not really the issue, right? The concern from labor, right, is that if you invent artificial universal robots, that the rich will just genocide the rest of us because we're not useful anymore.
Yeah.
That's the real concern.
Yeah. I mean, in his defense, capitalism in that era was weird. People thought, oh, we finally fixed the economy. Like, it's like listening to Disney talk about free enterprise. Like,
Yeah, none of those hopes ended up happening.
no. For structural reasons that went unaddressed. I don't know if Keynes read Marx, but he fucking should have.
Keynes of Keynesianism? Oh, certainly.
Yeah.
He read at least some Marx.
Well, that's better than some I could talk about. If he read Marx, then how could he have? I mean, I'm not a great scholar of Keynesianism either, but like my understanding is the assumption was that productivity gains would devolve to labor, and it's just why would they ever? Like, other than this very strange historical moment, like structurally they shouldn't.
Yeah, I mean it. Like the only condition where that occurs is when labor unions are extremely strong.
Yeah, and that's not a stable situation.
Yeah, because
because
the capitalists are going to naturally, systematically undermine that situation. As
even with high taxes and strong labor unions, the rich still have a disproportionate share of their wealth, and they will use it to gain ever a bit more and more wealth until, well, neoliberalism.
mm-hmm.
I don't remember who Mathava is. They've talked about her a few times, but Zasp is pretty cool.
Is this a metaphor for the war in Ukraine?
About 4 years too early, I think.
Oh yeah, that was also another... Oh fuck, your internet just cut out again. God damn it. I am back. Can you hear me? Alright, let's... Howdy.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I'm on my phone. Yeah, I'm still out here. Hold on, let me check my router.
Technical difficulties.
Yep.
The best kind.
I'm not quite sure that's how that reference goes. I'll be right back. Yeah, so my router just shit the bed, and it's not coming back on. I think it's on my internet service providers, and so
Well,
this might,
I guess that's the end of the stream.
yeah, this is a good place to stop anyway. We'll start right at the invasion of the Ant Kingdom.
All right. Let's end this. Any parting words for the people at home?
Capitalism is not your friend. Billionaires only want to
Like
steal from you.
Like a new message. Like
Oh, the old one's not good enough, huh? Too passe. Um, get more internet providers in areas so there aren't monopolies where their service sucks. The only way I've ever been able to get good service out of an internet service provider is by threatening to go to their competition.
Same here. All right. Let's end the broadcast.